welcome back to Piano with Dawn. So today we're going to learn a tune that I think you're going to find quite useful, and that's Happy Birthday to You. This tune is a good one to start to help us to think about how we play more notes than just 5, because we have to do that in order to play this tune, and I'll show you what the technique is for doing that, and then you can start playing things that are using many more notes. And I'm just going to talk you through some of the new things that we've got in our notation here. First of all, we've got a time signature of 3 beats in a bar. If you remember, way back in video 3 we looked at time signatures and we had 4 beats in a bar that time, but this time you can very much feel that there are 3 beats and then we get to a new bar. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's the first thing. Second thing is we've got some new notes at the beginning and every so often as we go through, and these are half beat notes, so they're going to be half the speed obviously of our 1 beat note. We've then also got what we call a dotted rhythm, so we rather than we're going to make the first note slightly longer and the second note slightly shorter, so we've got just as I've shown you there. And that's, as you know, how the tune goes. So just a couple of little things. And the final thing is we've got what we call an upbeat. So we start on the last beat of the bar, and then of course we do a little bit of maths, and we then have only 2 beats in the final bar because we've already used up part of that bar there. And that one we mentioned in the video of Oh When the Saints. I'm looking here at the version where I've written down the full chords in the left hand, and you can see that while we've got the upbeat in the right hand, we have got a rest in the left, so we've got a 1 beat rest written there. So as I'm sure you can see from the music, we start on a G. So the first bit's relatively straightforward, it's all under our fingers. And then we have a repeat of those first 4 notes and then up to a D. So those first few bars all together. Right, now you remember when I introduced this video I said that we can now start to look at how on earth you play more notes than 5, because obviously we've only got 5 fingers, so if that's all we can do then we can only go up to there, but we need to go a bit further. So let's look at how we do this. So first bit we've got to stretch up to the G above, and that's simply stretching our hand. So we rearrange it here, but they were then landed on 1. So what do? Well, we've only got 2 more notes down to do, so we're going to cross over. This is the technique we use when we need to play lots more notes, and the classic example when we use this is if we play a scale. We happen to be in C major for this piece anyway, so we do 3 and then we go under, and we can carry on up and then back down over. Because if we think about our hand, obviously going under at 2nd finger is nice and easy, but it doesn't get us up very high. If we go under at 3rd, we've got a few more options. We could even go under at 4, couldn't we? And then we can go even further up. But really, probably the easiest finger to go under at is 3, because of the way our hand is built. So we tend to make a lot of use of that when we're playing tunes that use more notes. And then let's look at the final bit. So we've done and then we just need a bit of a stretch. Right, let's hear the whole thing all the way through. So in case you're wondering what the numbers are, just to remind you, we number the fingers as thumbs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while we don't write the finger numbers all the way through the music, because that's kind of cheating a little bit, we sometimes need to decide what works best when we practice. So we do write down the numbers occasionally just to make sure we can play it smoothly. So with the left hand, as we've done before, we've either got the option of just playing one note, or if you're feeling brave, we can start using the chords. If you remember, I've told you we're in the key of C here. And if you remember from when we looked at O and the Saints and we started talking about chords, there are 3 main chords we're going to use, and we use in lots and lots of pieces. So the chord built on the first note of the bar, chord 1. You build a chord, by the way, just to remind you, first note, third note, 5th note. So that's chord 1. Let's go to chord 4 now. So we're going to build a chord in the same way on the 4th note of the scale. And then a chord on the 5th note of the scale. Okay, so those are the 3 chords we're going to use here. And if we're going to actually play them as chords, if you remember, just to make our lives easier, so we're not going like this, which is quite tricky, we're going to rearrange the chords, rearrange the notes in the chords so we can play them quite easily. So we're starting on chord 1, chord 5, so you see I've just slipped those 2 fingers down to there, and then we've got chord 5 again, and then chord 1, and then chord 1 again, then chord 4, and then we're going to go now down to 5. So watch my fingers from there, we're going to go to there, and then as we're going up to chord 1 again, I would simply go to 2 and 4 there. It's just an easier way of going from that chord to that chord. So all the way through. 5, 5, 1, 1, 4, 5, 1. Someone's birthday, you know what to do. Enjoy learning Happy Birthday to You. Listen out for other pieces that use those 3 chords. There are many, many, many pieces that do. And enjoy playing the piano.